energy. We're not waiting for the future, we're building it. And now, the voice of the Hobbs Eagles, Ty Friend.
Hey, welcome to Tasco Arena. It's a pretty exciting afternoon here, of course. The Hobbs Lady Eagles going to get their rings here momentarily. It'll be a few minutes from now. We'll get a chance to meet them, some coaches, and, of course, the head coach over here, Mr. Carpenter. Coach, I know it's been kind of a weird year and a weird finish to the season, of course, with the tournament being shut down with fans not being able to check out your championship this year. But I think it's pretty exciting to still have an opportunity to do this, and thanks to the radio stations and, of course, XL Energy and the Hobbs School District to put this together today.
Yeah, without our sponsors and people that are being very supportive, it wouldn't have been able to take place. But we're very excited about today because we get to honor our team. Went through a lot, and you know that because you were there till the end with us, and you had your H Eagle flag there, Ty, and you're the only one there. You and Eduardo were supporting us all the way through. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But let's get this thing kicked off right.
Well, of course, your Lady Eagles finishing up the season with a stellar record of course, 29-1, only one loss. And, of course, that was to Carlsbad, one of your arch rivals from the district. But you took them part in the actual up there at the pit anyway, so it didn't really matter whether they got an earlier win. But, I mean, undefeated season. Do you really care about that? Your second state championship here with the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a major factor or anything. It might have even got us refocused and retooled. Some people look at that more of a positive than a negative, and that's kind of what we do as a coaching staff. We just kind of make sure that we pull everything positive out as much as we possibly can. So yeah, it was good. Yeah, that loss to Carlsbad was our regular season loss. It was a tough one over there, but it builds character, and I think after that we didn't. Well, I know after that we didn't lose a game, and we played with some intensity.
And, of course, right here at Tasco Arena, undefeated season. Fans got to see W's every time they showed up here.
Yeah, we had a really good season, and our fans were the best in the state as usual. We've always had the greatest fans, great support. Been here for 4 years, and it's been awesome. And we're blessed to be here in Hobbs, America.
This is your second state championship here with Hobbs Lady Eagles. You had one in 2018, and then this one, of course. Very similar seasons, too, in terms of the overall stats. This year, you guys averaged 60 points a ball game and only gave up 35. Back in 2018, you averaged 62 points a game, only gave up 37. So you actually played better defense in this championship, a little bit more offense than the last one, but it's very close numbers on both of those.
Yeah, sometimes as a coach, when you have pretty good players, you just stay out of the way and put them in a system to be successful, and I think we've done that. And those kids, they just flourish, and it's pretty cool because all these teams seem to resemble themselves, all four of them, and it's been fun, Ty. It's been really a good journey for us.
Now, if you take a look at some of those games throughout the season, the big highlight, the biggest points that you produced, 90 in the El Paso tournament against Loretta, Texas. That's a girls basketball team, 90 points, and you guys going up and down the court every second there and getting that big win.
Yeah, that was just, to be honest with you, Ty, we tried not to score 90 in that game. It got out of hand pretty early and pretty quick, but you can't tell your kids not to play. And so, yeah, that final was 90-25, but we learned a lot about ourselves even in that game. We take as many positives as we can, and one of the things I talked about was, being good sportsmanship and having that, and we did a good job of that.
On the high side, of course, the 90 points, but also this team that had the least points against you was Aztec here at this Hobbs Holiday Tournament. They only scored 7 points against you, so you had the highs and the lows against these teams.
Yeah, Aztec was one of those teams that, they were struggling to score that day. I think they left one or two of their kids behind, so they were a lot better team than what they showed in the Holiday Tournament. And so sometimes you get around that Christmas time and you don't always see the exact team that you might see in district. And I think that was the case for them. But I don't want to take anything away from our kids. We do play good defense, and we play really good defense when we play in front of our home crowd.
Now, the most points that were scored against your Lady Eagles was the first game of the season, 54 points from Oñate. I guess that means some good improvement as the season went along after that game.
Yeah, it was on the road. It was tough. It was a pretty good environment to be a part of, and it was one of those things where you got to get better and you raise your game. We talk about that all the time, about Christmas. You're working to get into shape about Christmas time, and then after Christmas, right before district, you raise it another level, and then obviously when the seeding comes out, it's do or die. So we constantly want to be raising our intensity level as the season goes on, and we did a good job of that.
Well, perhaps your biggest payback game this past season, when you played West Mesa, you had to go up to Albuquerque to take them on, a team that you'd played in the state championship the year before. This time you beat them 71-53 on their home court, 18-point victory in that one. So I guess that was a nice little payback there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, because they were a good team, and at that time I think they were probably like 6-2 or 6-1 or something like that. And we had our hands full, we thought, and especially early on. I think the end of the first quarter is 28-27. So we were like, wow. But we just have always believed that we're going to be a four-quarter team, and we're a pressing team. So if we can get a run on a team, and then all of a sudden we were up 30 at one point in that game, and I think, the kids got some satisfaction. We were a little bit more fired up, I think, than they were. I don't think they realized how much it hurt to lose in the state championship.
Again, we mentioned earlier, too, that you only gave up 35 points a game. What do you put your finger on being the best part of your defense to make it such a tough team to be against?
Well, we mix up our defenses quite often, so we believe that every good man-to-man looks like a zone, and every good zone looks like a man-to-man. And so we try to show that, and I thought we did a good job of that. And we just play good defense. We're solid. We're in the right spots. We played really good positional defense, which makes a difference. But, man, when you can run an extra 3 or 4 or 5 bodies at people and wear them down, that also helps.
Now, your average win on the season was a 25-point margin against all your opponents. Most coaches would salivate when they get those type of numbers. That mean you got a lot of playing time for most of your players on the bench?
Oh, yeah, and that's what happens a lot of times is by the third quarter, late in the third quarter, if we get close to 25 to 35-point lead, everyone gets to play. And so you get to develop kids, and our belief is we just don't take a play off. We're going to continue to grind it out. Even it's 0-0 in my eyes, so they've got to keep playing every possession like it's their last.
Of course, your Hobbs Lady Eagles #1 in the Max Preps poll and other polls around the state for much of the season. As you come down towards the final games of the district schedule, of course, Carlsbad's always been a juggernaut the last couple of years. Coach Zumbrin, former assistant up here in Hobbs, and down there really getting his charges going as well. How did you feel about the district heading into that, of course, with Clovis and Carlsbad, two of your foes that you played for quite a few years?
Yeah, Jeff Reed does a good job down over there at Clovis, and then Zumbrin, he knows us well because we play so much in the summer. And so that particular summer, we probably played them 6 or 7 times. So we were aware he's aware of our personnel really well. He does a good job of trying to take away our strengths, but I just believe we just made a few more shots than them that day. But when we got over there in Carlsbad, it was tough to take a loss. And district play, you can't be really a state contender if you don't win your district. I mean, that's kind of our belief. And so you've got to win your district first if you want to be a contender.
And both of those games, a couple of baskets between the two teams, the win here and the win over there. So a very close contest in both of those. Yeah,
they're good. They were good, and John and I are really good friends, so we talk about it. We've been kind of their roadblock for the last few years, and it's kind of horrible. But it always seems like if we're 1 seed, they're 4 or 5. We're always going to face each other in the tournament somehow. And it just always sets up that way, and it's horrible that we have to play them. We always wish they were on the other side so we could play them if we both meet in the championship, but it just never works out that way.
Well, your Hobbs Lady Eagles, of course, top team in the state for much of it. You head towards the playoffs, and you get to have a home game here, Tasker Arena. It's always nice to get an Albuquerque school having to travel down here to Tasker to take on your squad. Ended up playing Albuquerque high and beat them by 27 points to start the playoff run.
Yeah, Coach Seiss got a pretty good he knew a lot about that team, and we knew that they had a really good player on that team, and so we had to neutralize her as much as we could. we did the best we could. I think the Tasker fans saw that she was a really good player. She's going to be coming back for the next couple years, and she's going to be a handful there in Albuquerque High. I mean, they had a lot of promise, but with our fans and beating us on this floor, it's pretty tough to do that.
Well, of course, the big game everybody was kind of sweating about was that Carlsbad matchup in the quarterfinals. You were the number 1 seed, Carlsbad the number 8 seed. You guys even it up in the actual district schedule, 1-1 apiece. They got to play them again in the quarterfinals, but the year before, or in the championship year, that was an exciting contest for them there with a lot of people on the edge of their seats on that one up there at the pit.
Yeah, we've always put on a good show up there, and I don't like that. I like to have some comfort there, but this year was probably the most comfortable we had been in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes to go in the game. A lot of times it is a barn burner, or we're down or we're up a few, but this year was one of the years I think we were up 8 or 10 with 5 minutes to go and we had control. We were able to space the floor and make them come out and play us, and when that happens, then it opens up our post game, and we were able to score easy buckets. But we were a little tense in that game. We didn't really relax and play, so I kind of knew that we were going to play well against La Cueva.
And so, of course, you defeat Carlsbad, the quarterfinals, 49-38. And as you mentioned, La Cueva, the number 4 seed. And I think that was a team that you'd played a couple years before in the playoffs, too, up there at the pit and beat them before you went on to your 2018 championship. But this was a victory, too, by double digits, 60-49. So all 4 of your games at state were by double-digit wins.
Yeah, but I still kind of had a little fire in my belly to play La Cueva again. You don't know, you remember this, but the first year I was here is the 2017 season. We beat La Cueva here on this home floor by 30 points, and we went up and lost to them in the Final Four. That was my very first year here in Hobbs, and I told the girls I had some fire in my belly for that game, and so it was fun to be a part of, and we did a really good job of taking care of business there with La Cueva.
And last but not least, you just mentioned Volcano Vista, the number 3 seed. That's a championship matchup, 58-43 victory for your Lady Eagles for the second state championship under your belt. Of course, COVID reared its ugly head at that point. It kind of put a big question mark on the tournament. Was it one of those type of things where you were telling your players, this tournament could end today, let's just get a win here, previous to that game? What was the discussion with the players as that went on and fans were turned away at the gate to have to come back to Hobbs after being shut down because of COVID?
Ty, when you talk about Southern teams trying to go down and win a state title, it's very difficult. And to have all that going on, it was even more difficult to keep the kids, because their social media, they're into it more than I am, so they see it and read it, and they're going off and they're wondering, are we playing? Why can't my mom go watch us play? And it was tough. And on top of that, you're not sleeping in your own beds. You're kind of getting advice not to take them out to eat, and go get your food and bring it back. We didn't know how this COVID thing was going to work out. And so it was tough. Luckily, Wednesday night, Miss Wilson came on down, her and Coach Parrish, I call him Coach. He's our other assistant athletic director, and they kind of settled me down a little bit, helped me make decisions and cover all the what-ifs, scenarios. There was talk about being co-champions. There wasn't going to be a championship game. There was talk about, you could only have 20 kids or 20 people in there at a time, no bus drivers, just all these things were going on. But our kids overcame all that, and I'm just thankful that I had a lot of support. Mr. Parks was also communicating with me through Coach Wilson. So everything worked out fine, and man, it was weird. It was weird playing in a state championship game on the pit floor with no fans. I mean, you can admit to that. You were there. But, man, we're just happy to have that championship.
In terms of the dynamics of the game itself, as you're coaching up and down the sidelines, not a lot of fan noise to have to go up against. The Tasker Ridge band wasn't there, which is always a real big part in entertaining the crowd from all over the state. Did it change the way the coaching and the communications work with your team? I mean, were players actually listening to you on the sideline during this game?
Well, yes, they could hear me. They could hear me very loud and clear. communication was not an issue. If we would have played Carlsbad, it would have been a tough game because I know what John's calling. He knows what I'm calling. But La Cueva don't know us. Volcano Vista don't know us. Whatever I call, it just happened to work that day, and everything fell into place. I think we got up to a 17-point lead in the first half. They came back to cut it to 8 at the half, and then they tied it at the end of the third quarter. So it was a little bit of a roller coaster ride there, but I always felt like we had the game in hand, and we were going to pull back away, and we did that. And I think we won by 15, something like that.
Right. And 7 3-pointers in this contest. Wisdom Anthony had 3, and, of course, Ashley Aragon, one of your guards, had 3 as well, or 4 3-pointers, so a total of 7 combined. Those are your top 2 3-point shooters throughout the season. But, again, that's pretty nice to get that type of production in a big game at a neutral court that you're not really used to except for the last 3 games of the season.
Yeah, I thought Ashley hit some big threes early in that game that really relaxed the team, and we just played. Normally, if you're in front of 15,000 people, you're going to be really, really nervous. I think, both teams had the ability to kind of relax and play, and you got to see a true game and what your athletes are truly capable of. It wasn't anyone out of character, I didn't think. I thought we were the best team, and we proved it that day.
Coach, you just shot the lights out from the free throw line on that one, 9 of 10 for 90%, a little bit higher than your season average here at the free throw stripe, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier making free throws when you're up 15 points than when you're, within a point or two. So we did. We had a comfort zone there. That was the first time all week I thought we were real comfortable and felt like ourselves and was playing our best ball.
Your top 2 scorers, Wisdom Anthony and Ashley Aragon, combining for 37 points, 23 for Wisdom and 14 for Aragon. Elise Turbiatis, you still got another year in uniform with her, too. She had double digits with 13. The big part of the game was the rebounding, 39 to 26, so you definitely would like to own that glass.
Yeah, Anaya Joseph and Elise cleaned up the glass those 3 games up there, and they did a really good job on the boards along with Wisdom. Wisdom does a really good job of all of that, and so she's an all-around player, and yeah, it was one of those advantages that we had to take full advantage of, was our size and our ability, and it's crazy that one's an 8th grader and one was a 9th grader. It's just nuts.
And, of course, you had four seniors who are going to be graduating off this squad, so you had some experience. In fact, Ashley Aragon was the only player on the remaining team there that had a state championship back in 2018, and a great game for her to hit those threes and keep the team alive in that one.
Yeah, she was a young one back then. Her and Elise were very young, and they got to be a part of it. But, it was to see them grow over the years and see them become better players and actually carrying on the torch. It was awesome. It's so much fun to see them. And now Ashley's going to get her opportunity to play at New Mexico Junior College. We have Ashley's going to play out there. Amaya Smith's coming out of retirement. She's going to play out there, and Ayanna Smith. So all 3, we're going to have 3 kids at the NMJC trying to win a national championship. That's going to be exciting.
Got to put you on the spot with the big question, the big difference between the 2018 champion and the 2020 champion. I would say part of it would be the post play. I mean, you had some pretty tall girls bashing the boards quite a bit. But, of course, when you go back to 2018, a bunch of top-name players, Amaya Lewis, who also played at New Mexico Junior College, handful of other girls too. So was there a big difference in your mind, the difference on those 2 teams?
No, there was a lot of similarities. I did think that Cibola was really good that year. And we needed a little luck to go our way, and we needed to just stay the course and grind it out, and we did that. And some people are going to say we got lucky late in that game, and some, but we really felt like we tried to execute exactly what we were trying to do, and it's never over until the fourth quarter comes. So, but Cibola was a very tough opponent that year, and they probably should have beat us, but they just.
What about Carlsbad, though? Tell me that the end of that ball game was unbelievable.
We've had some crazy stuff happen up there the last 4 years, haven't we?
That big steal up high in the air at half court, and then the ball kind of fumbled down the lane, picked up. Mariah lays it in for the bucket there. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, we've had some really good unsung heroes like Ayanna, and then you just said Mariah Jennings, yeah. And we've had some kids step up in those big time situations, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of.
Well, you're listening live to us on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, and our Facebook page, 95.7 Cool. Of course, talking about the big championship from this year with the Hobbs Lady Eagles. We'll have the ring ceremony here in just a few minutes. We'd like to thank our sponsor as well, XL Energy. We're not waiting for the future. We're building it. A big sponsor of this broadcast today. I also like to thank the Hobbs School District for helping us put this on, and TJ Miracle, who's running the video and taking care of all the technology today in this broadcast. Coach, I know you didn't do it yourself. You had some assistant coaches. You kind of want to talk about them for a minute, how they helped you to the second championship.
Yeah, just real quick. We had Frankie Size. Coach Size, you want to come on up here real quick? Coach Size did a really great job. He came from he was coaching the Vaughn boys, but I couldn't be more proud of a guy that came in and stepped in. Coach Scott, she's my longtime assistant, who I truly and dearly love wholeheartedly. He kind of filled a little bit of her void a little bit. It was kind of like a lot of the coaches did a good job of that and helping out. But Frankie gets in there. He coaches the guards, and you saw our guards are about as good as anyone's in the state, and he did a really good job for us. But I just want to say thank you, Frank. You did a great job in year one. But we got a lot of work to do in year two, buddy. So a pat on the back is it's 6 inches from a kick in the you-know-what. So there you go. Azriel Anderson, she'll be our next coach. She got her ring, too. She's got one in the oven. She's getting ready to have her baby soon. She's due any time now, right? So she's excited about getting rid of that weight right there. So we're excited for her, but she did a great job with our junior varsity as well as assisting me with the varsity. And she was always in the locker room making sure the girls are getting ready and making sure things are handled right, properly, and she did a great job. And I just want to say thank you very much. You bet. And then Keena Gill is one of our others, and I'm going to talk about both of them, Keena and Selena. They did a good job at our freshman teams. They have our freshmen, and they did a great job of there's two teams down there. We split them up pretty evenly. They both had successful years, I think third or fourth, and they've done good. They've come to all the practices at the end of the year, and they tried to find their niche, whether it's getting on the bus, getting them ready, whatever it is. They make sure that we are well taken care of. She does a lot of paperwork for us and different things, and so Keena is very valuable to our staff, and I want to say thank you, Keena, for all your hard work this year. You bet.
So that's how you win state championships with these type of coaches, I guess, huh?
Yeah, you got to surround yourself with good ones. I also wanted to give a shout out to Trent. Trent, you want to come on up? He was our trainer. He's always an unsung hero. You get banged up a lot in 3 or 4 days up there at the state tournament, and he was always there with us. He would go through our walkthroughs and all that and make sure all the girls got what they needed. He did a really good job for us, and he does year in and year out. He's got all these teams and everything coming on. There may be a Saturday he just sits up here in his office, and there's athletes coming in and out of there all day long, and so he does a really good job for us, and I couldn't be more happy to have him. He's real easy to get along with and talk to, and if hey, we're going to leave in an hour and we're going to go eat, and he's ready to go, though.
I'm sure he's added a few gray hairs after all this COVID stuff, though, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate, but thank you. Thank you very much. And I've got something for you in a minute, so don't run off. Oh, man, we got a crowd over here. I didn't see everybody.
Hey, Coach, tell us a little bit about the rings themselves and how you guys got about. And the state doesn't just hand those over to you as a gift for winning the championship. You guys get those medals when you're at the ceremony. But how did the ring process happen this year?
Yeah, well, you go and you pick them out, and the girls wanted one. On our ring, on one side of the ring, it has Ralph Tasker Arena, and on the other side, it has the pit. So it's where you started and where you finished. So one side is where we started, which is Ralph Tasker Arena. I don't know if you could see that. You don't want to see my face in there, but you might get a nostril or something in there. That ain't good. All right. And then on the other side here is the pit. It's a picture of the pit. And the girls really enjoyed our journey from start to finish. And then obviously on the front It's an all-black ring with special gold from Herf Jones. And we had a lot of sponsors and a lot of people that helped out with this. You know, and Randy and Natalie helped us out, and we had the D Sports Nut crew helped us out, raising money on a walk. We've had numerous sponsors, man. Brett Clay helped a little bit there. There's so many sponsors, I can't even tell you all of them, but it really helped take care of a lot of the things for the girls. We also sold T-shirts to try to raise money for our rings, and Herf Jones also cut us a good deal. So it was an awesome deal. We're just so happy and pleased, and we're ready to get these kids in here, Ty.
Yep, we're going to throw it over to you to get this thing started here, get these kids out and get those rings to them.
All right, let's get it. Oh, yes, I can. Do you want to just...
We would like to thank Excel Energy for being a sponsor of this broadcast on HobbsAmerica.com, on our Cool 95.7 app. Where else are we, TJ? We're all over the place, aren't we? Facebook today? I might want to mention, too, that we will be broadcasting quite a few of the sports throughout the season, Hobbs Lady Eagle volleyball, basketball, football, etc., which is a brand new feature of our No Mark sports team. So definitely be looking for that on the internet as the seasons progress. Hopefully get volleyball started in October, and that'll be our first juncture for that. And I'll go ahead and give it over to Coach here as we get ready for this ceremony.
Yeah, Michelle Cano is our very first one that we see here, and she's a senior, and I love this kid to death. She's one of those kids that every coach would dream about coaching. She has a great attitude. She's going to be very successful in life. She's a hard worker. She'll do anything a coach asks. She's just everything that a coach really wants. She will sit on the bench and cheer if she needs to. She'll go and hit a shot if she needs to. She'll go D someone up, whatever the need is. You know, Michelle's always been right there for us, you know. And I'm going to be honest with you guys out there. I'm going to brag a little bit more about my seniors because they're leaving me. You know, there's a lot of kids here that are returning. You know, hey, you still need to win a couple more state championships. So, I mean, but when it comes to the seniors, I really do appreciate Michelle and all her hard work and dedication towards what we did.
Man, watching her at the pit in those playoff games there, the championship too. I mean, you can just see the other team getting nervous when she's up there at the top of the perimeter. I mean, it's just like a dog being sent after him there. I say that in a good way.
Yeah.
She wanted that basketball to go the other direction with it. I mean, that's the way she acted.
Right, and she does a really good job of pressuring the ball. She was second or third on the team in deflections this year. People don't know the little things that she does, but she did a really good job of that, and we're just so happy and excited to have her. She got a ring. Starla is around here. She's going to take a picture right here in front of everything and hold the trophy, Starla, just for you. Hey, slide a little bit to this side so they can get all the. There you go. All right. So that's awesome. Starla's always done a great job for us. She covers all of our games. We got parents that really like to watch, you know, all her videos and stuff that she puts together after each game, and we've always had nothing but great compliments about that kind of stuff. She also was in charge of organizing these posters that the kids have gotten. Every single one of our kids is going to get a state championship poster to put in their room or to have as a memory, and it's awesome. Our next one's going to be Verdania Becas Buendia. And Verdania she was a youngster. She was a sophomore. She's going to be coming on as a junior this year. We're wanting her to become, yep.
That's her turnover for today, right?
That's her turnover. She did drop her ring. But
I know her mom, Marlo, is watching right now, and it's probably having a nice little laugh there.
So now they're going to sign the banner, and then they'll take their picture and their poster. But Verdania, she's one of those kids that we're hoping can fill some of that spot. Maybe even what Ashley did a little bit of, hitting those threes, you know, and taking care of the ball and doing all those little things. But Yeah, I think it'll be exciting to watch her over the next 2 years, and hopefully she becomes the player that Coach Size thinks she can be, because he's pretty high on her right now.
She wasn't scared to shoot some trays in the championship game. Remember, she got in there towards the end of the fourth, and she really put those up there.
Yeah, she's not ever too scared. Perfect. Yeah, but holding that blue trophy is pretty cool. Ty, I know back in 25 years from now, we're going to be asked to go back and be honored at the pit for 25-year anniversary. So hopefully, God willing, I'm still kicking and doing all this, and I'll be able to go every other year, and it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's pretty cool for the kids. Next up, it's going to be the 8th grader, Ariana. She's Ari has she's you see her size. She can shoot it. She has the ability to play, and she's going to grow as a player. We just continue to work with her foot speed and get her to that quickness that we want her to play at. But she's getting there, and she puts in the work and the time, and she loves it. She's going to be I think Tasker fans are going to be able to watch her play over the next 4 years and see that she's going to develop into something we really are excited about.
She had some inches this summer, or what?
Yeah, no, you know what? I don't know what she did, but she lost some lbs too. She's lost some weight. She looks good. She's going to be a good player for us, man. She won a border conference with John Gilcrease,
right,
and then came over here and won a state championship all in the same year. So, hey, whatever it takes, man, the kid's a winner, and I'm excited to be a part of her future.
Love to have posts in the program for sure.
Yeah. Next up is Erilyn Hall. Erilyn is in the same year as Verdania. I've been watching Erilyn and Verdania play since they were at Highland in the 8th grade, and she's really developing as a good player. She's going to play a lot more defense. She plays hard defense, and she can shoot it a little bit, and she takes care of the ball. She was basically the point guard on the JV this year. She handled the ball mostly for the JV, and she can fall into that 1 or the 2 role, but you obviously know the next 3 years we got Wisdom Anthony, so we don't really need a 1 too much. So if she can run into that shooting guard position, she can find her some playing time, and I'm just so happy for her and that she got to be a part of this, and her mom and dad are awesome people, and it's good. Very positive, Ty.
Expect a lot of competition and practices with a lot of these girls. I mean, they've been together for so long, and with these championships too, so that'll be pretty exciting next year to see how that's going to go.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. Who's next? Oh, Jasmine Alvarado. Jazz will be a senior on this year's team. She's got big shoes to fill, but she's definitely going to be probably one of our posts that come off the bench, and she'll take that role on. She hit some big shots for us down. She went and played a little bit in the Cibola game this past year, and I remember coming in and hitting a shot and doing some things, and so I'm kind of excited for Jazz. She's one of those posts that is probably more of a finesse type post. She's not your typical banger, but she can shoot it, and she can fill it up at times, and she'll play good solid defense, and she has really good instincts on the court. So we're hoping she can get us another one of these blue trophies and put another banner up here.
Nice to have different looks at your post position too, so teams just can't single it on one player.
Yeah, most definitely. And you've been around this game. You've coached it. You know, you need these kind of role players like Jazz who really get after it. Next, Tiana Franklin. She'll be a senior this year.
I'm going to give it to Coach. I thought you were going to be doing all the interviews.
Tiana's a really good kid. She's a hard worker at times. She gets after it. But the main thing is she's pretty blessed. She's pretty blessed talent-wise right now. And she does a really good job of she's longer than a lot of people think, and she's quicker than a lot of people think. So she gets a lot of steals and hands on balls, and she's just very disruptive on the defensive end. And, offensively, she'll knock down shots for you too. But we definitely she's got a bright future here. She's got one more year left, so we want to defend the title and bring back another trophy for Tiana. And I love that these kids are back in school just for 5 minutes. It's awesome. I mean, I wish this COVID would go away so we could all come back.
They're giving them free gifts, free rings, though. You're bound to be here. You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah. They love it. Next up, this is one of my graduates. Her birthday was yesterday, so when we got on the Zoom meeting so I could go over all this, Andrea Evans was definitely the one that it was her birthday yesterday. So happy belated birthday for those of you that didn't say happy birthday to her. But Andrea, she was very unselfish. Probably she's so awesome as a person, and people don't know that. She basically came off the bench for us, and she probably could have griped and complained about some things. You want to get that in the picture. So yeah, there you go. So she really helped Anaya Joseph become a better player and progress. A lot of people as seniors aren't going to do that, but she did it. She's a team first, me second type of player. And she was big time down at the state tournament. Didn't you think so, Ty? Did you see her? She had some big time minutes.
Well, the thing about her is, too, you get her mad on the court, and you're going to feel it. Because I saw her throw her body a few times toward that basket to get a rebound. And, I mean, she gets pretty physical when somebody gets in her space.
Oh, yeah. She's really a good player, and I'm going to miss her. I'm going to miss her a lot, and I'm just thankful I got to coach her. Oh, Jemiah Clay. Here she comes. She's got a big old smile and a big old grin on there. You just can't tell right now because she's got her mask on. But
I thought that was Adrian Ross for a second.
Yeah.
Splitting image there.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, she's going to fall into that Adrian Ross role this year. She's gonna have to as a junior. She's going to be a senior this year, and so she's really a good, solid player for us. Arguably our best defensive player, one of them. She's definitely one of our top 2 or 3 players defensively on the team. But we're going to try to get her to become more of a scorer and a shooter this year. And so we're excited we're glad she transferred in from Dallas or back. She's actually was a Hobbs Eagle back early in her years, 7th grade, I think, 6th grade, and then her and her mother moved, and now they're back. And I'm just so happy and blessed that they're back here in Hobbs, and she got to be a part of this, and that's awesome, man.
A lot of us like to come back to Hobbs. I think we've all left once or twice and come back and get a championship out of it, don't you? Or 2 of them, actually.
Yeah. It happens, Ty. You know that. Next up is our 8th grader who's going to be a freshman this year. I get to call her freshman all year long. You freaking freshman. But Anaya Joseph, she was obviously she's a great all-around athlete. She was all district in volleyball, and she probably improved the most over the year, and she had some really good games against Carlsbad and against La Cueva. Her and Elise were they were taking turns beating up on them on the inside. Get on this side so you can get that in the picture. And she's really going to be someone that you better keep an eye on over the next 4 years, because if she continues to grow as a player and get that experience, she's going to be probably arguably one of the best I've ever coached. I mean, she's that kind of kid.
I'm sure all your opposing coaches hated to see her year in school on that roster and notice that she got a few more years as a player for you.
Yeah, and I think hey, when you're in a quarterfinal game as an 8th grader and you have 14 points and 13 rebounds, that's pretty dang good, isn't it, Ty?
Yeah, definitely. While we continue here with the ring ceremony, I'd just like to again thank XL Energy for being a sponsor, of course, making sure this is all on the internet today. We couldn't have fans in here, but we're trying to get this on the internet as much as possible so fans can see this going on today.
Yes, and then we got Elise Tarubiates. She is coming in here she will be a senior this year. She's got a chance to break all the records ever here as far as state championships. She has 2 rings now, and if she can get a 3rd one, she'll be the only player in the history of Hobbs sports to have 3 Lady Eagle rings. That would be awesome for her. But right now, her and Ashley share the title with 2. So she could get a 3rd one this year. That would be great. You talk about that West Mesa game, that payback game. That was the game she really wanted, and she played really well in that game. And that's one of the game films we send off to all the college scouts when they call and want some information on Elise. Elise is probably a kid you're going to see play at the next level if she wants to. So that'll be up to her, but she's going to be a lot of fun to coach this year. She's almost like an assistant coach on the floor, Ty. She really is. She's so experienced, and we're just happy to have her back. And, man, she looks good in that ring.
I mean, it's so versatile getting up and down the court. You can dribble the basketball, rebound. I mean, just different facets of the game that really help you out as a coach, and having somebody out there that can know what they're supposed to be doing with it.
Yeah, she really organizes everyone and keeps them all in line. I love it. Wisdom Anthony is our last one, I think. Is Ashley not able to make it? You didn't know? Okay. So Wisdom Anthony should be the last one that we're going to talk about here. She's going to open up her ring for the first time. Wisdom, hey, the state's MVP right here. This is the one that a lot of the coaches, every coach in the state wishes they had a Wisdom Anthony on their team, and I'm blessed to have her, and she's a hard worker. She does all the little things that you want as a coach. She'll speak up when she needs to, but for the most part, you have to learn by example. And she goes out and she's competitive. There's very few kids that I've ever met that are as competitive as her, and she's a wonderful player. She's got all the package, the total package. She can rebound, she can shoot, she can play defense with the best of them. We just need her to continue to grow as a player, and then she's going to get where she needs to get, and that's at the next level, playing for someone and making that team.
I mean, she's close to 15 points a game, but she was your top assist leader too. I mean, she's dishing the ball off for other people to score.
We definitely want the ball in her hands as much as possible, and she can make it go like that. Where'd you come from, Tiana? She had to come back, huh? She wanted. Did she take off earlier or what? Oh, okay. So, yeah, but, Wisdom there's going to be a lot on her shoulders over the next 3 years. And I think Tracy and Jackie understand that, and it's going to be her time to shine. I really believe that, and she's had 2 years of gaining a lot of experience, and now it's time to really go out and play hard every single night, every single play, and show what she's capable of.
Coach, you graduated 4 seniors. I know it's been kind of hard to get teams to play you. Is that going to be a problem this year? Who wants to play the Hobbs Lady Eagles after a state championship?
Well, the NMA came out and said we could play 18 games, and Coach Wilson knows. I mean, after about 3 or 4 weeks, we had 12 scheduled. We just couldn't find people to play, but Brenda started shaking the trees, and I think she was making some deals with other people. She's trying to fill a schedule, but I think we're up to like 15 or 16 now, so I think we're in good one short maybe. So we're still working on it, but hey, if anyone out there wants to play a game, home or away, come on, we'll play you anywhere, any place, anytime. We need a game, but we've always felt that way. But yeah, it's going to be fun, Ty.
Coach, I know COVID's been on everybody's mind. I know we want to prolong that, but at the same point, in terms of basketball, that's going to be pushed a little bit later than what we're normally related to here in terms of seasons. What is the situation for basketball? I know we're still waiting for volleyball to start and football and all that, but what about your sport?
Yeah, right now they got us targeted to start in January, and I think after 5 days of practice, they'll let you play your first game. We're going to be cramming in games. I was talking to Brenda about this today. There's not going to be a lot of time for practice, and so you're going to be playing 2 or 3 games a week, and so we'll probably have more practice time than anyone else in the state because we don't have a full schedule right now. But that's just the way it is, and so we'll get an extra few days in there, but it's going to be fun. This live streaming is going to be great too, because tell me if I'm wrong, are we going to live stream even away games? Is that the plan?
TJ, do you want to jump in there? Can you TJ
Yes,
is
I can, actually.
our guru technically. So
Yeah.
Hi, I don't know if you guys can hear me all the way over there, but I will be loud. Yeah, Noalmark Broadcasting and One Radio Square this year, after some of the stuff that's happened over the years and, just hearing from fans and from listeners that they'd like to be able to see the games, they asked if we could do that. So we found a way to do that. And yes, home and away, we will be providing all of the games via video and via audio, volleyball, boys and girls basketball, football, baseball, and softball. So we will have everything home and away for you. When we get into the spring, when we've got 12 different games at once, we may have to do some dancing, but we'll make it work. And yes, we will have video streaming of home and away as well as the audio.
See, and the happiest guy in the gym right now is Jason Farmer, because he can sit there and watch everything on his computer in his office and write every story he needs to, because he's by himself right now.
We also need to thank Aaron Forrester, our general manager with Noalmark Broadcasting, too, because he's a major part to play along with TJ get this going. And, of course, your school district, the athletic department with Brenda Wilson and AD, and, of course, you and everybody else, all the coaches, definitely on board with this.
Yeah, Brenda's done a lot. In the 4 years I've been here, she's done a lot with the gym and making things better, and this is just another feather in her cap, I think. She brought in us into the holiday tournament, and now she's got live streaming going on. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I'm just like, wow, it's bigger, better, and we don't know where this COVID's going to take us. You were talking about the COVID earlier, and so we don't know where it's going to take us, but no matter what, it looks like we're going to have games at least on the internet. So that's even better.
Coach, anything else as we wrap up the big ring ceremony, state championship, second for the Hobbs Lady Eagles under you? Of course, Coach Casals had one when he was here as well. So starting to move up close to the boys' numbers, right?
No.
They're pretty big there too.
Yeah, we're just blessed to be part of it, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it. And we got some good strong years ahead of us still, Ty, and so jump on. It's going to be a good fun ride here for the next few years, I think, and so it's always going to be a great time. I do want to say this though. Thank you to the sponsors. Was it Noalmark? Is that our organization, and then
XL Energy, yeah.
XL Energy, and all the sponsors that have helped with this, not just this, but in the future too. Any of you guys can step up and sponsor. I know it costs a lot of money to keep putting games on and covering games. So thank you, Ty, and I appreciate you guys. And TJ, thank you. And you guys continue to do what you got to do. And if you need help, let us know.
Well, thanks, Coach. It's been exciting to have this ceremony, and thanks for letting us be a part of it. And looking forward to the season. Hopefully it starts in January, and we're crossing our fingers for volleyball and other sports as well.
Sounds great. Thank
TJ,
you, Ty.
we'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ty friend, Coach Joey Carpenter. The ring ceremony celebrating the 2019-2020 NMAA State Champion Lady Eagles basketball team. Again, thank you to XL Energy. We're not waiting for the future. We're building it, for making it possible for us to bring you this afternoon's ceremony from Tasker Arena. For head coach Joe Carpenter, for Ty friend, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Tasker Arena. This has been an exclusive presentation of Noalmark Broadcasting and One Radio Square Sports.